Okay, so I figured before talking about X-Men Apocalypse in a couple of weeks, I should probably talk about this new X-Men trilogy, although it's probably not going to be a trilogy anymore because of the announcement just now that there's going to be another one set in the 90s after Apocalypse. I don't know. Anyways. X-Men First Class. So X-Men First Class is set in the 1960s and it's the origin of the X-Men. We have Charles Xavier played by James McAvoy. His power is he's a telepath. He can communicate with people's minds. He can control people to an extent. And we have Eric Lehnsherr. He can control metal. This movie is a story of how Professor X met Magneto. And spoiler alert, this movie's really good. James McAvoy and Michael Fassbender, who plays Eric Lehnsherr, have excellent chemistry. I love their intellectual conversations, like they're sitting down playing chess and they're talking. This is like some next level shit for me. I'm like, I will never be as smart as these guys. Now, of course, there are more characters involved. Jennifer Lawrence as Raven Darkholme, aka Mystique. She's really good, but the movie does start to border on cheesy when she's talking about the whole concern with her looks and mutant and proud and all that. I mean, I get it because she's naturally blue. But the scene where she comes out to Charles and she's like, "Would you date me?" It's cheesy. And the villain in this movie is Sebastian Shaw, played by Kevin Bacon. This is an awesome villain because he has the power to absorb energy. It's straight up like Return to Sender from Bioshock Infinite. He absorbs energy and then he can just send it back to people and blow them up, pretty much. It's awesome. The action in this movie is really cool because all these mutants are working together in really cool ways. Because in order to fight Sebastian Shaw and his army, Charles Xavier and Eric Lehnsherr have to put together an army of their own. So they go and round up a bunch of mutants from different corners of the world. And now they have their team. They have Banshee, they have Havoc, they have Beast, played by Nicholas Hoult in this movie, and he's really good. But I personally like Sebastian Shaw's team a little more because they have cooler powers. You have the teleporter Azazel, he's awesome. You have Riptide and his tornadoes, Emma Frost, who's another telepath, and Angel Salvador, who actually started out on the good guys team at first, played by Zoe Kravitz, and that's cool. And as far as visual effects go, for a 2011 film, this movie actually has some that are not that great. Like when Angel's flying in the air, you can really tell it's fake, like it's against a blue screen or something. And those bug wings really do not look like they can support her weight. I'm just saying, she's still pretty hot. But then of course there are some really awesome scenes, like when Magneto lifts a submarine out of the ocean. That shit was awesome. Plus, I really like how these X-Men films deal with US history. Since this is set in the 1960s, it deals with the Cuban Missile Crisis and all that shit going on. Matthew Vaughn, the director, did a really good job of fitting the X-Men in there. And the score. Henry Jackman scored this film, and honestly, I'm not a big fan of it. The main theme is really just one little motif that repeats over and over and over and over again, and I got really tired of it really fast. But this movie still kicks ass. Awesome characters, great action. You love the characters of Charles Xavier and Eric Lehnsherr. They really are the main focus of this film. And so you forgive the bad visual effects in some scenes. Some parts have really good visual effects, like when Emma Frost shifts into diamond form, that shit looks really cool. And when Sebastian Shaw is absorbing his energy and is like, is all warped and shit, tell me that doesn't look awesome. But X-Men First Class is a kick-ass movie, great characters, great action, great story, great world. It's a great origin for the X-Men. So, X-Men First Class, have you seen it and where does it rank among the X-Men movies for you? Whatever you think, go ahead and leave a comment. And don't forget to subscribe.